the vibrant life.
Hey you, happy Friday. This is the Vibrant Life podcast. I'm Emily Romerl, and I'm so glad you're here, my friends, for another vibrant and flavorful episode. If you're new here, you've arrived right in the middle of my series, The Lasagna of Lovability, which I am loving. And not to be funny or punny, but we are layering on love, relationships, and personal growth like a master chef. So by the end of this, you'll be a pro in the kitchen, ready to serve up love in all its forms. I've been especially excited about this episode because finding joy in everyday moments is totally my jam. There's something special about the little things that brighten our lives. A compliment on quirky socks, letting someone ahead of you in line, or leaving a doodle on a loved one's steering wheel that just really put the extra in ordinary days for extraordinary and vibrant lives. And even on the hardest days, there's always something to find joy in if we look for it, right? It's kind of the Pollyanna effect. And whether it's a shared smile, a kind word, or the beauty of a sunset, moments of love and connection are always there waiting to lift us up. Last time we tackled loving those who challenge us, those tricky relationships that add richness to our lives. So definitely check that out. And today we're on into everyday acts of love, those small, often overlooked gestures that create warmth and connection in our daily lives. And it's in these simple moments where the real magic happens. And hey, if you're loving the podcast, or even if you're just mildly entertained by my food metaphors, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the fun. And drop a comment too. I want to hear all about the small acts of love that have spiced up your life recently. Seriously, hearing from you always makes my day. So please leave comments and share the podcast with your friends, your family, your Instagram followers. Let's keep the love and the inspiration going. Now let's get into it. We often think love has to be this big, dramatic, grand gesture kind of a thing, like in the movies, right? But honestly, it's the small, consistent acts of kindness that make the biggest impact. These little moments of love are like the everyday spices that create a rich and flavorful life. C.S. Lewis, one of my favorite guys, hit the nail on the head when he said, "Good and evil both increase at compound interest." That is why the little decisions you and I make every day are of such infinite importance. That's a great quote, and this applies perfectly to love. Small daily choices to show kindness, compassion, and understanding build up over time into something truly extraordinary. In the end, these tiny moments are the foundation of deep, meaningful relationships. And the scriptures remind us over and over again that the Lord sees and values these small efforts. And they may feel insignificant, but they have the power to work miracles. One of my favorite scriptures is in the Doctrine and Covenants. "Be not weary in well-doing, for ye are laying the foundation of a great work, and out of small things proceedeth that which is great." And that's in D&C 64:33. There's actually a couple times in the scriptures where it says, "Be not weary in well-doing," and that's one of my personal mottos that I've just really made a part of my life. So feel free to make it part of yours too. But I love the verse, and I love the phrase, "Be not weary in well-doing." It reminds me that even when we're exhausted and we feel like our efforts don't matter, those little acts of kindness are building something far greater than we can see. And don't forget that the person you're showing up for can and should include you, yourself. Dr. John Gottman, one of the world's leading relationship experts, found that the key to long-lasting relationships isn't grand gestures, but what he calls the small things often. It's those everyday interactions like asking your partner about their day or offering a hug that strengthen bonds over time. And he also talks about bids for connection, where you just offer these little moments that create intimacy and help relationships thrive. And by ignoring these bids, it can lead to distance and disconnection. And in short, if you want to have a relationship succeed, you got to pay attention to the little things. Similarly, Elder Dieter F. Uchtdorf gave a great analogy in his talk, A Matter of a Few Degrees, and he talks about how small course corrections on an airplane, though seemingly insignificant, can prevent it from veering far off course over time. And this is exactly what small daily acts of love do. They keep our relationships on the right path towards connection, joy, and love. Everyday acts of love are really what keep us on track. And I'm just saying that sending a podcast recommendation is a totally modern day act of love. Right up there with texting a meme, right? Take that for what it's worth. Speaking of sharing, I recently reread A Man Called Uva, I think that's how you say it, by Fredrik Backman. It's a Scandinavian writer, but it's a fantastic story. It's a heartwarming story about this guy called Uva, who's a curmudgeonly widower set in his solitary, rigid ways, okay? And his life begins to change when his new neighbors reach out through small acts of kindness, helping with groceries, asking for assistance with simple tasks, and inviting him really to be a part of their lives. And these small gestures of love, along with Uva's own decision to start helping others again, awaken a sense of purpose in him. Being needed makes all the difference, and Uva slowly transforms from this grumpy recluse into someone deeply connected to his community. And the book is a reminder of how powerful small everyday actions can be so powerful in changing someone's heart. And it's a fantastic book, and you should definitely check it out. So I'll put a link in the show notes. But the ultimate example of everyday acts of love comes from, of course, Jesus Christ. One of the most powerful moments in his ministry was when he knelt to wash his disciples' feet. Think about it. The King of Kings, who could heal the sick and raise the dead, chose to perform a humble act of service. Jesus showed that true love isn't about recognition or status, but just about serving others in simple, meaningful ways. His life was filled with these everyday miracles of love and connection. And that's where we find true meaning, my friends. I think it's powerful that this is the example he asked his disciples to follow just before he performed the big, extraordinary act of love, the atonement, where he paid the price for all of our mistakes and all of our hurts, and then experienced all of our joys as well. And then, of course, he also died for all of us. So I'm so grateful for our Savior, Jesus Christ, and that wonderful example. You never know how far a small act of love will ripple. One of my favorite quotes is by President Thomas S. Monson, and he said, "Never let a problem to be solved become more important than a person to be loved." And isn't that just the perfect reminder that people, not tasks, should always be our priority? That's important to remember, especially in the world right now. And I feel so lucky to have friends and family who show everyday acts of love in meaningful ways. Life's stress and health and all the different challenges can pile up, but small acts of kindness make a huge difference. My 6th grade teacher, Mr. Hunt, always said, "Life's hard, then you die." And I like to repeat that sometimes. He was fabulous. But while that's true, life is also really good. So I just want to share with you several of the everyday acts of love that I've been the recipient of over the last month or so. A friend dropped off a bag of freshly picked apples with a hug, and another friend took me on a drive up the canyon where we just talked and enjoyed some time together. My mom spoiled me with a fun new outfit, and a good friend sent me a "just checking on you" text, which really meant so much. And another friend sent a simple text that included a quote from the most recent general conference that I really needed the other day by David P. Homer, that goes, "When we find it difficult to understand or embrace God's will, it's comforting to remember that He loves us as we are, wherever we are, and He has something better for us. If we reach out to Him, He will assist us." Isn't that great? Just from this last general conference not too long ago. And part of the assistance that Heavenly Father gives us is in just these simple yet profound acts of love. Trust me, they truly matter. And if any of my beautiful friends or family are listening to this, thank you so much. I love you. So to get us all going, here are 20 ideas for sharing small acts of love. 1. Grocery goodies. Pick up a treat for a friend or a neighbor while you're out shopping. A favorite snack or a small flower can go a long way in brightening someone's day. 2. Handwritten notes. Write a heartfelt note and leave it in an unexpected place for a loved one to find. It could be in their lunch, on their desk, or tucked away in a book that they're reading. So much fun. 3. Digital love. Use social media to uplift others. Share a positive story or highlight the achievement of friends, encouraging them and spreading good vibes. 4. Skill sharing. Offer to share a skill or a hobby or a talent that you have with someone. It could be cooking, knitting, or playing an instrument. Sharing your passion can create meaningful connections, and it uplifts you as well, also. 5. Create a love playlist. I like this one. Curate a playlist of songs that inspire love and positivity. Share it with friends or family as a thoughtful gift. 6. Book recommendations. You know, I love the books. Share a book that touched your heart with someone who could use a good read. Include a note explaining why you loved it. 7. Acts of forgiveness. Reflect on any grudges that you may be holding and take a step towards forgiveness. Whether it's a simple acknowledgement or a heartfelt conversation, letting go can be a powerful act of love. 8. Cooking for others. Prepare a meal for a neighbor or a friend. Cooking for someone is a wonderful way to show you care and provide support. 9. Embrace imperfection. Accept your own imperfections and share your journey with others. This vulnerability can foster deeper connections and encourage others to embrace their own journeys. That's a hard one, but a good one. 10. Nature walks. Invite a friend for a walk in nature. Sharing the beauty of the outdoors can lead to meaningful conversations and connections. Or just get out for a walk with yourself. It does wonders. 11 would be a surprise video call. Organize a surprise video call with friends or family members. Catching up unexpectedly will brighten everyone's day. 12. Dance breaks. Like it. Initiate spontaneous dance breaks with your family or coworkers. A few minutes of fun and laughter can create joy and relieve stress. Gotta put the music on every once in a while. 13. Learning together. Sign up for a class or a workshop with a friend. Whether it's painting, dancing, or cooking, learning something new can deepen your bond. 14 is host a game night, which is really fun. Organize a game night with friends or family, complete with snacks and laughter. It's a fun way to connect and unwind together. I just got invited to a game night the other day and it was so fun, so that's one of my favorites. 15. Neighborhood cleanup. Gather friends for a neighborhood cleanup day. It's a great way to beautify your community and bond over a shared cause. 16 is photo challenge. Start a photo challenge with friends where you share a daily photo that reminds you of them, of a memory you had together, or that represents joy or gratitude. It's a fun way to connect and inspire each other. 17. Mystery kindness. You can leave a small gift or a treat in a neighbor's mailbox and not reveal who it's from, and the surprise will spread joy and curiosity. 18. Plant a garden. Plant a flower or herb garden with friends or family, and tending to the plants together can be a great bonding activity that also beautifies your space and maybe provides some yummy things to eat too. 19. Compliment a stranger. Give a genuine compliment to someone you encounter in your daily life, whether it's the checkout person at the store, a coworker, or a stranger on the street. It'll brighten their day and yours. 20 is write a poem, which, you know me, I love the poetry, and it's right up my alley. But even if you don't think you're a poet, it's a fun new thing to try, and you might surprise yourself. So compose a short story or heartfelt poem for someone that you love. It's a unique and personal way to express your feelings. So that was a bunch of ideas, guys. Just choose one and try it out. I think you will not be disappointed in how it makes you feel and how it shares the love with someone else who might really need it. Dr. Gary Chapman, who wrote The 5 Love Languages, highlights a common mistake that is easy to make. And that rhymes. Yes, it does. We often express love in the way that we want to receive it and not necessarily in the way others do. And the key to deepening relationships is understanding how the other person feels loved. Some people light up from a heartfelt compliment, and others feel most appreciated when you lend a hand or spend quality time with them. And by tuning in to the love language that resonates most with someone else, we can foster stronger, more meaningful connections. And true love is about meeting people where they are, not where we think they should be, right? So what's the takeaway today? Love isn't about waiting for that perfect moment, right? It's found in those everyday acts of love that season our lives like spices and herbs in that delicious lasagna. The lasagna of lovability. And these small gestures elevate our relationships and create those deeper connections that we crave. As the legendary Mr. Rogers said, the first way to success is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. The third way is to be kind. Love is everywhere, and the more we give it away, the richer and more flavorful our lives become. The more we live a truly vibrant life. Next week, buckle up for part 5 of our series, Forgiveness and Grace. And then after that, we're wrapping things up with Loving God. So we're on the downswing now. Until then, keep those everyday acts of love coming. And remember, peeps, you are loved and your life matters. Live the vibrant life.
That's it for today on The Vibrant Life. Subscribe to get your weekly dose of good times, wisdom, and inspiration. Feel like supporting the show? Donate and keep the magic happening.